And we're going live, going live, going live. Well, sorry, and then I'm texting as soon as we go live.
We're super professionals.
Okay.
Are we here?
We're here.
Woo!
Yeah, we just have weird lighting.
How is everybody?
Alexa, turn the flame to 100%. I hope I have now turned on all of your Alexas.
How is everybody? Is the turkey hangover real?
Oh my gosh. Turkey hangover for reals, yo.
Did everybody finish their I don't know. What are the dumb questions you're supposed to ask after Thanksgiving?
Did everyone...
Did you grateful for a lot of things?
Were you grateful? Did you have a good harvest festival? If you're in the southern hemisphere, did you have a nice spring?
Is that
spring starting?
Things.
Is it? No, it's about to be summer.
I don't know. I know it's still cold in a lot of places.
You stand upside down, right? That's just how it.
The toilet swirls in the opposite direction. I have an uncle who's down in Patagonia. Well, not uncle. Oh, that was weird. Jesse's uncle is down in Patagonia.
Yes.
Doing some extreme race challenge situation thing where they were stuck on a mountain for 3 days.
That seems
with no
both awesome and like hell.
Yeah. I'm never doing that.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for the patron peoples. We had you guys know we have a group of people we call the Ducks. Yes. So we do an annual Ducksgiving. And you guys will get a short glimpse into that.
It's an interesting moment in the middle of Ducksgiving.
We started talking about
the crimes of Grindelwald.
Holy crap, because we all have ideas as to what the last scene is, and I won't spoil it in case you haven't seen the movie.
Also, don't listen to this thing if you haven't seen the movie.
If you have seen it, it's like a 6-minute cast.
If that.
With friend Amanda and me and Nixie.
We've all been drinking.
Yelling into the phone. To get ideas in there. I will give credit for most of mine are from binge mode. Well, it's like they helped me explain what I was thinking. Yeah. Like they had the actual facts, but mine were just ideas.
I came up with mine with my own brain. Yeah. Because it's the most logical explanation. And I believe in the podcast we discuss how that makes sense.
The 3 theories that we each came up with are very appropriate to who we are as people.
So we'll have that up.
And there'll be a lot of sounds. It's a lot of ambient duck sounds.
So here's what this Patreon cast is a small tidbit of what it was like in the house in that moment.
It's a glimpse into our life.
It's just sound from all sides.
Yeah.
And there's a reason it's short because most people would not be able to handle it.
It's great. If you are not used to it, it can be grating. Yes. To the point why I think there's a reason why we never record at friend Amanda's house, or why we never really congregate the ducks too wildly at Amanda's house. Yeah. At friend Amanda and Mr. Phil's, because they have a skittish greyhound that would just die. She would just be like, I'm not okay with it.
With a nope out of it, whereas Miss Kaylee Thor, who you can see right over in the corner,
and crazy barbarian Stormy
and crazy are like, can I join in with the barking?
How do I do this?
Let me join in.
Yeah.
Can we make this louder?
I think that's all we got for the patrons.
We had a D&D session right after we last recorded, which was actually 2 weeks ago when we recorded Heroes, which we killed a chimera, so that was fun.
Also, thanks for all your notes on Facebook.
Yes, thank you we got some serious love for our Heroes cast, and
we'll have to say that again on the regular.
So you'll hear it twice.
Sorry, love you, bye.
We'll make it more elaborate there. Okay, we're going to then do this recording thing. What episode number?
150. I know.
This is 150.
It's like a round number.
Okay, let's
get very happy.
Let's get that. I realized that we can hear my squeaking chair on the podcast. I apologize, but also not. Welcome to episode 150 of There's No Place Like Terra, Stargate First Watch Rewatch Podcast. I am Nixie.
And I'm Grace. And today we're going over Season 7, Episode 19, Resurrection. AKA, holy shit, I just now remembered I was supposed to come up with an AKA.
Mine is just like, seriously, the X-Files. Yeah. Mine is just...
Oh, I remember what I was
I want to believe.
I remember what
Trust no one.
It was... Did we borrow the angel set for this one?
Oh, we did borrow the angel set.
That's my AKA.
We for sure borrowed the angel set. This was very, very super X-Files.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I was really stuck on how this was the angel set, and I was waiting for the Irish kid to come out and be part of the show.
Doyle?
Doyle, thank you.
Oh, I miss Doyle.
I know. R.I.P. in peace to that actor.
We did get Angel, who's also an R.I.P. in peace.
Yeah, I don't know that part. I'm not done watching Angel.
Oh no! That was much after the show.
Oh, okay.
Much after the show ended.
David Boreanaz?
No. Sorry, not Angel. Not Doyle. I'm horrible. The person who replaced Doyle.
Oh.
The lounge singer.
This is going great.
Yep. This is going fantastically.
We're gonna own that. R.I.P. in peace, all the people. Okay.
No, not David. I said Angel in my head. I was picturing the lounge singer, who I just can't remember his name, and people are now yelling at the screen.
I apologize.
Okay. Also, this is SG1LA.
Yeah. It's where CSI got their idea.
It's SG1LA. I just realized the actual thought out AKA I had. Guys, we're in a turkey coma and a salmon coma.
And Grace got sick last night.
We're
fun.
Yeah.
The ducks got to witness what it looks like when the turn happens. Friend of mine goes, "You don't look well at all." And I was like, "I'm not." She goes, "Okay."
So
it's literally like a turn on a dime.
No, I remember it. All of a sudden, her face just went white.
Yeah.
I was like, "You're the same coloring as me now."
And I was like, "This means time for Grace go home now." I think even like my words were not coming out.
You're like, "We clean, go home."
Yeah, it was a lot of the grammar gets slurred. It's very strange.
Yeah,
it's like the brain focuses all its energy on keeping the things.
That, to be fair, makes sense. Yeah. I'm okay with your brain doing that.
Yeah, and so it's like, oh, anytime Grace starts to mumble or the grammar slips in very strange ways, it's like something's wrong.
Her brain no function.
Brain no work good now.
Alrighty.
Now, go bite.
Also, guys, this is our 150th episode.
What?
Now, last week was technically the 150th episode of of Stargate, but since we combined those two into one, this is our 150th episode.
Happy anniversary.
We've made it to 150.
Holy moly.
I know.
That's a lot of weeks of recording.
I know. It's
How long have we been doing this?
Of you people listening to us talk.
That's you. The fact that people still listen.
I'm
this
glad.
Is amazing. Thank you.
I'm glad that you find us amusing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Also, I wanted to say, speaking of the show's 150th episode and the fact that it was Heroes, we got some major love for our musings on Heroes.
I really let's start here. When we finished the episode, I think I actually said this to you. I was like, this one was such a bummer. I feel like I was not fun at all. And I felt really anxious.
But it was also really hard to be fun about that episode.
Yeah, and I was worried. I was like, no one's going to listen to this. This is awful. This is just us being awful. And you guys were really kind to us.
I think there is, especially from hearing from a couple of you, there is this thing of, while it wasn't as fun and amusing and sing-songy as some of our episodes are, it's also the thought of going through that with someone else.
Yeah.
And so the catharsis of listening.
Yeah.
Going through that emotion
while we go through it.
I will be there for you. Okay.
But
see, we are back.
Thank you. Thanks for everything that you guys said. You're very nice to us on all the social media places.
Yes.
And we love you guys, and we hope to continue being able to bring you the bummers and the fun times.
And then the ones like this that they're just like, this is a jaunty little
this one's like, hey,
mission.
We know that we just kind of treated y'all like shit for the last episode. Let's give you a chance to breathe.
But also, let's treat someone else like shit for a little bit. Because poor Anna.
Oh boy.
Okay, so this first aired on February 27, 2004. And Grace, did you pay attention to who wrote and directed this episode?
No, but I now see your notes. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool.
This episode was written by Mr. Michael Shanks, and the only episode of Stargate SG-1, at least, to be directed by Amanda Tapping.
And thus, a director was born.
And if you know anything now, Amanda is an incredible director and directs all sorts of stuff. And
I'm very surprised
awesome.
that this is the only one she ever did.
Yeah, she apparently was just like, "Hey, I want to direct something this season," and then she like had it written into her
contract. They're like,
"She's
too good. She's too good. Don't let her do any more. Don't let her."
And she got the directing bug, and we see where that has taken us to
all the fun things,
many directed things.
To the point where there's things that I didn't realize. Didn't she do something with Supernatural?
She does a ton of Supernatural. Actually,
yeah.
She does like a couple episodes per season. She has like since when she was guest starring on Supernatural. She was doing it back then. She did a ton. She did actually a ton of the Travelers.
Okay.
Which I don't think you've seen yet.
No, I'm looking up all her directing things.
She's directed a ton.
Yeah.
She's directed a ton.
Supernatural, Travelers. And with an E.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, let's see. The Van Helsing TV series.
Yes.
The Magicians.
Yep.
What else?
Is it filmed in Canada?
Yeah, then she did it.
Probably a couple episodes.
Of course, Sanctuary.
Primeval.
Continuum. Got it. There's a lot of things on here.
Yeah, she's directed a ton. It's mainly what she does now.
Is that a Hallmark one? Yep, that's a Hallmark one.
Oh, yeah.
That's a Hallmark one with Lacey Chabert. I've probably seen it.
To be fair, we actually, speaking of Terra last episode, and Janet, while I was home for early Thanksgiving, of course, my mom, all the Hallmark films, just on record, which is because they're fantastic, just background stuff to put on.
You can come in and out of it and not miss
exactly. And so we had to make sure we watched. I forget which one it was, but it's a holiday film with Teal'c, and it's like they film like a TV show, and she wants to do the other girl wants to do a live thing, and Teal'c like runs her own sort of media empire.
Well, I'll have to watch that.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, we need to find all the Michael Shanks ones.
Oh, we watched a Michael Shanks one too.
Yes.
Where he was an army soldier, and I went, well, that's not right.
I was talking to boyfriend Jesse about this because we were talking about our top fives.
Yeah.
Like your list of the peoples.
Yeah.
Which his only contains Keira Knightley. Which
I'm like Keira Knightley 5 times.
Yeah, I'm like, give me more, just some variety in there. He's like, nope, just her, and I was like, I hate you.
Well, okay, is that just the real life characters? Because I'm sure there's more fictional characters on the list.
Yeah, there's probably way more fictional characters.
One of them, I guarantee you, is Janeway.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I bet you it is. I should give him some fictional characters and see what he comes up with. But mine was Milo and Ventimiglia, which is not surprising.
Not surprising.
And then actually on both our lists was Jason Momoa. And he's like, you know what? If Jason Momoa's in the room, I'm in the room too.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with that.
And then I told him, I said, I think Michael Shanks is in mine, but I don't know what he looks like right now because I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah.
So I need to watch a Hallmark movie.
I will tell you this much. What he looks like right now in the series is basically what he looks like now.
He's on the
just
list.
Has like 10 years to him.
Very okay with that.
Yeah.
Aged like a fine scotch.
He has aged like a fine scotch. Everyone on this show has aged extremely
everyone
well.
Looks amazing.
Yeah.
Even RDA.
Even RDA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Let's so Major Barrett returns, Peter Fleming. We saw Major Barrett like in Wormhole Extreme and Smoke and Mirrors when he helped Sam find who was actually NID, framing Jack, etc.
I remember him.
So we're not at the SGC this episode, but in LA.
Yeah,
we're in La La Land.
We're in a vampire nest.
We're in a vampire nest.
If you dig deeper underneath all of the
we're
all of the map stuff.
We're on a Hellmouth.
Yeah. There's a Hellmouth down there.
And something NID are all over this warehouse where some shit gone down earlier. And it's the aftermath of some clearly big op. SG-1 minus Jack because he's still recovering from a staff blast.
Yes.
For this episode.
Yes.
And you can tell as the rest of SG-1 is going, why are we here?
What's happening? How are we out of Colorado?
Yeah, why? And Agent Barrett is there, and he's like, I'll explain.
I wish they'd gotten like an LA montage.
Yeah.
Like, hey, well, we're here. Let's take in the site.
Yeah.
Montage. Yeah.
Montage. It's with a motherfucking montage.
With like a Beach Boys song in the background.
Yeah,
like Surfer USA. Or like maybe like, I wish they all could be in California. And it's like Teal'c and Daniel like eating ice cream on the boardwalk.
With sunglasses. And then someone goes by and they go,
yeah, they just lower the glasses and look at the girl. And usually they're in bike shorts. But like that's a thing.
It would have been great.
And then Sam can go to Disneyland. Actually, no, Sam goes to the Mann's Chinese Theater and people ask her for autographs because they assume she's a celebrity.
To be fair.
And eventually she's like, yeah, okay.
To be fair, Sam would go to JPL.
Oh, yeah, she would.
She would.
But I like the idea of her, like, trying to do the touristy thing. People are like, are you famous? You're so pretty. And she's like, fuck it. All right. Yeah, I am Meg Ryan. I don't know who you think I am.
They would think she's Meg Ryan.
Yeah.
She looks pretty Meg Ryan. So anyway, Barrett's going to explain in a walk and talk. And what they are is they're pretty sure this was the home to some super secret rogue NID sleeper cell. They've been here like for over a year now. They're not really sure why they were here, but they're working on that.
They're doing things.
But here at this time, this morning, something happened that was so ugly, so bad, that a person from a top secret illegal operation called 911.
Wow. How is that ever a good idea?
To be fair, they think it's one of the janitorial staff. So that guy's like, I give no fucks.
I don't know what's happening.
I'm just calling 911 because something's coming after me.
He's lawful good.
Well, he's like neutral good. He's still working for an evil secret organization.
Fair. He's lawful.
He's just doing what he has to do to make some money.
Yeah.
And there's 32 casualties so far, including a 6-man security staff.
Yeah, this is the closest we ever see. Well, this is the only, I don't know that we've seen like actual body bags before.
No, because usually everyone's dead off Earth.
Yeah, and it's interesting what a body bag does to your psyche versus just seeing people down. Yeah, you would think that should be more impactful.
Well, and almost like it almost takes this episode and takes it out of the sci-fi that the show lives with, and it makes it more real. Makes it sort of an X-Files, a CSI. Crime, like a more of a standard crime show. Almost.
Yeah, which and that's probably that makes sense now, because I was like, why is it that if I just see a body down, it doesn't hit the way that body bag does? But it's what it is. It's the reality of it.
Is this point where I admit to you that I've been inside a body bag before?
Oh God, don't do that.
For a photo shoot?
Oh God, why?
So, a friend of mine in college was super interested in crime scene photography. And so she, for one of her shows in college, staged some crime scene photography. And she is someone who is willing to play the dead body.
Well, of course.
So we went out into the woods and we taped off a scene, like it was a crime scene.
Yeah.
It's all black photography, so chocolate syrup works as blood.
Yeah.
And so I was then the dead body. And
did you like stick a hand out of the bag like it was one of those?
No, so at first I was just laying there.
Okay.
It's the fresh crime scene motif style. Sure. And then I was moved to the body bag, and we had like the thing folded over. And then I was like, do you want me to close this? She goes, are you okay with that? And I was like, yeah, sure.
None
cares. So then we closed it and zipped it up.
Wow.
And then you can see my face in the little window. And I went, I can get out now. This is a bit much.
I'm done now, buddy. I'm not that person. I don't think I could do that.
It was kind of fun. It was kind of fun.
I would have been like, put him in a body bag. I could have just kept saying that.
Yeah,
like
it didn't.
Karate Kid line.
It was college. I wasn't fazed by it in the slightest. I was like, this is fun. Let's go roll around.
College. I love that excuse for everything. I'm gonna start using it now, even though I'm not 19.
Yeah.
I am in college.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say that even though I'm in my 30s, I'm like, it's college.
I mean, it was a fun time to go out, and we biked down to the cool woods and we rolled around, and it was autumn leaves, and I got to bury myself in leaves and have chocolate syrup all over me. I mean, there's worse times. But yeah, that's that time I was in a body bag. It was a clean, fresh, brand new body bag.
Well, that's good. I mean, you don't want to use body bag.
Just to clarify that.
I would love you used it as a used body bag, and now you are the suspect in a crime. Yeah, a refurbished body bag.
As long as you can get the security deposit on it. So anyway, Barrett says they know who did this, but they just don't know why they did it. So Barrett leads them to a very, through the warehouse, past more bodies, very X-Files, with the guard, and inside is a Magneto-style glass prison. Did you write Magneto?
My girl in Magneto cell kill people. The guys, so we take our notes separately. Yeah. So that this is a little more fun to do. Literally called it the same name. And I consider calling it Hannibal's cell.
Well, for reasons that we'll get to in a second.
Right. But
Hannibal's not the one in that cell. Yeah. And there's a woman inside staring at them with kind of a blank look. And this is apparently the woman who killed everyone. Credits.
Dun, 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 dun.
So in the surveillance room, there are a ton. I'm just going to call this the surveillance room. The voyeur's room. There's a ton of tapes labeled Anna, which is the woman's name. And
God,
one of
no more Annas.
Yeah, not really.
Tangent. We played a game called Simulacrum. We started it on Halloween.
Oh God.
We finished it finally last night. That's how long it's been since we've all been together. But you have to save Anna. It's like a $5 download on Steam. It's interactive. You connect your computer to your TV.
Or you can just play it on your computer.
Yourself, don't play it by yourself.
Don't play it by yourself.
Play it with people.
It's more fun that way.
You love and trust. Yeah. Because it's scary as fuck. But it's called Simulacrum.
I would say it's more like creepy than scary.
Yeah.
There are some minor jump scares.
It's more creepy than anything.
Yeah.
Else. But recommend it.
You find a phone, basically.
It's by the people who made some other game that the boys were talking about last night. Saving Sarah?
Saving Sarah Marshall?
Yes. Yeah. No, it was something about saving something Sarah.
Savings, yeah.
So, I'm going to find it.
So anyway,
the girl's name
and one of these tapes capture her shooting an NID guy who's trying to crawl away, I should say. And she has a very creepy, very calm look on her face. So when they find her after the shooting, she was huddled in a corner, terrified, no memory of what happened. And there's one other survivor, a scientist named Kefler, and he has not said much, but none of this is why they called SG-1 yet. The reason they call SG-1 is in the basement. It's basically Daniel's Wonderland. This is just Daniel's heaven.
He goes in the room and it's just like, oh.
He's like, I'm going to need a moment. Can you guys just step outside for 5 minutes?
Nobody look at me.
And none of this, what's in this room, has he seen come through the Stargate. And a lot of what's belonged to Sekhmet, who was loyal to Ra and was sent to do all the really fun stuff for Ra, like rule planets, squash uprising, mass executions, etc., and was exiled for plotting against Ra.
Basically middle management.
Well, but high up middle management.
Sure, yeah.
She was senior VP of
Got it.
Yeah.
Senior death VP.
Yep. So Daniel says that they actually think she lived on Earth for quite a long time. Barrett said that most of the stuff in his room likely came from the Germans. Kefler said he's the son of a convicted Nazi war criminal.
Oh.
That's just an odd thing to just, by the way, this is who I am.
Yikes. Well, and it's, I don't know. I think if my dad were a convicted Nazi war criminal, wouldn't you lean the other way?
Yeah, but you're not Kefler, who seems to take pride in that.
That's true. Yeah.
There's a difference that you're a good person inside.
Yeah. Whereas
Kefler's kind of not.
Yeah. Got it. You're right.
So Daniel is going
a Nazi man.
to the only one who could ever kill me was the son of a Nazi man. So Daniel is going to stay here and have fun with all the new toys. Teal'c will as well, because he's like, I'd rather be here than whatever you're going to do.
Yeah. Well, and we haven't had a good Teal'c Daniel play through in a while.
We didn't have that much in this episode, but we do have some.
Yeah.
So Sam is going to join Barrett in talking to Kefler, because, Barrett thought that she might want to see a master at work, and She's like, "Oh, are you bringing in someone special?"
Which is the greatest line.
They have the best flirting, and it makes me kind of want her to forget about Pete and just go out with Barrett.
Pete who? Well, she's got an ace in her pocket now.
She does.
The shit is the fan.
She does. She's rich in men's.
Yeah.
So Sekhmet was sort of...
She's got a little men's savings account, if you will. Or if her direct deposit into the checkings no longer work, she's got a little backup situation.
Exactly.
I like the idea of them not even getting in a full relationship because they both work in this industry.
No, they wouldn't.
So it's like, look,
it's just convenience.
I got needs. Yeah. You got needs. If we're both single, make a couple of deposits into the
bank.
I'm disgusting. I'm disgusted myself.
Listen, I'd be okay with that. If neither one of relationships works.
It's like, look, we both work in this industry where it's really not conducive to
exactly.
So fuck them.
Exactly. So, anyways,
okay, I'm done.
Sekhmet was sort of the Athena of the Egyptian pantheon. That's a very broad, very broadly said, but that's where you can kind of place her ish.
Okay.
She was a warrior goddess of healing. Just take that in for a second.
Oh, that's awesome.
A fierce huntress with the face of a lioness, usually when she was depicted, and the protector of the pharaohs and the goddess of the sun.
Amen.
She's kind of awesome.
I know. No, honestly, you said all those things and I was listening, but then I went, oh, I like that she has a lion's face.
Yeah.
And she's sun god. And so then I went into D&D and I went, oh, I'm going to use some sort of illusionary spell to make my cleric have the face of a lion. And then you were done talking.
Specifically a lioness. Because they're the ones that do all the hunting. Right. I mean, let's face it.
So that's...
Okay.
So then I heard sun again, and then
She was the protector of the pharaohs. That's the part you missed in there.
Champion of the pharaohs.
So priestesses of hers usually did a ritual, every night they do a ritual in front of a different statue of her to keep her wrath at bay.
Oh boy.
Yeah, she was a feisty one.
Why not just have one statue of her?
Because you have to have multiples because of the different facets of her, I guess. I don't know. That or she was just that vain she wanted all the statues of her.
7 billion statues of me.
She's usually depicted, like I said, with the head of a lioness, dressed in the color of blood, frequently naked, and some of her temples kept tame lions.
So basically just dressed in blood.
Yeah.
Because if you're naked, but dressed in color of blood, you're just wearing blood.
Just wearing blood.
Got it?
Yeah.
Got it? That's totally cool. Totally normal.
Totally fine. And there's a myth that Ra. This is one of the reasons why I kind of love Sekhmet. There's a myth that Ra sent her to Earth to kill some mortals who were conspiring against him, as you do. And so she killed all of those mortals, but then her bloodlust was like, I still want to kill things. I'm going to rampage. Just started destroying humanity.
Sure.
As you do. And so Ra mixed some ochre and some other red things into beer.
Oh.
And poured it down so that she thought it was blood.
It's like, so hey bro, chill, have some beer.
So she started drinking all what she thought was blood and then got super drunk.
Well, sure.
And then just walked of shame home, basically.
Hey bro. Look, I know I sent you to be destructive and all, but this is too much even for me.
Yeah.
How about just have a beer and bring it home?
She just liked to destroy mortals and get drunk.
Imagine the walk of shame, okay? You have the head of a lioness, right? You're naked.
You're naked except for blood.
It's now the morning. It's the day after. It's Sunday morning or Saturday morning. Choose your poison. You're hungover as fuck.
Yeah.
And you're covered in just... Your mouth not only has that cotton mouth hangover taste,
but it tastes like iron.
Yeah, it's like iron. Imagine that. Imagine running into this person on the streets.
She has some fucking sword and fucking bow and arrow quiver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you react to that on the street? Do you just run in the opposite direction?
I just hide.
Yeah.
Do you know when Homer just sinks into the bushes?
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Which is why at Sekhmet's festivals you get super drunk.
Let's do it.
Let's get drunk as shit. Drunk as shit.
We should start our own Sekhmet festivals.
We should. that may not be the best of plans. But
our intentions are good.
Our intentions are very good.
Okay.
So Kefler, I actually want to instead just make a festival for all like the badass female goddesses.
Like a day of female goddesses.
It's her and like Athena and like Freya and just like,
as long as I get to wear blood.
Yeah, you can wear blood.
Okay,
yeah. So Kefler is just sitting and smoking and giving no fucks and being super creepy.
Creepy scientist time.
And I wouldn't even call him a scientist.
It's like evil villain time.
Yeah,
all he needs is a cat, like an ugly naked cat to pet.
And he knows who Sam is. So Barrett tried to intimidate him with the fact that since he doesn't technically exist, there's technically no lawyers or rights here, and the NID, they're all in jail, so there's no one to back him up or bail him out. It doesn't really work.
He cares none.
None cares. So Sam asks, what are you doing here? Kefler is like, you're a smart girl. You'll figure it out.
This is the part where you just shoot him in the face.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Just a little
or just
shoot.
Like take out his shoulder.
Just a knee.
Something that'll hurt but won't kill him.
So Kefler does feel bad about some of the people who died. And Barrett takes a small remote out of his pocket that he found earlier and asks what it is. And Kefler's like, well, it unlocks my car.
Nice.
And he's not being intimidated at all by Kefler.
Speaking of car.
Yeah.
I'll hand this one to you.
This is the Kaylee remote. And Kefler asks for his pills. And Barrett gives him one as they walk out. Apparently they're nitro for his heart. So Sam teases him for his master interrogating skills and compares Kefler to Hannibal Lecter, and Barrett compares Sam to Clarice Starling.
It's pretty good, but I also like that analogy for Daniel and Anna when he's trying to get to the room.
I would try to make comparisons. I've never seen Silence of the Lambs.
You should watch it.
I've heard it's from someone who has not seen it before. It's very, very interesting because you either have people who are like, you really, really need to watch it. It's a really good film. And then you have this whole other side who are people like, you absolutely shouldn't watch it because there's just horrible, like, stereotypes and horrible things that are perpetuated by the film.
Oh, there's a lot of terrible things in it. But the story is I like a story that I can sink my teeth into.
Yeah. I'm not saying which side. I'm just saying from someone who hasn't seen it before, there's no people who are like, I mean, if you see it, you see it.
Yeah.
There's either people who are super strong for it or super strong against it. So it's very interesting.
I've never met the people who are against it, but now I want to have a conversation with them.
Yeah, it's very interesting from the side of someone who has not seen it before.
Got it.
So I mean, if I see it, it'll just be like an event.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay. So and there's one more thing to show Sam. He saved the best for last. So they go down some stairs, total darkness, until they get to a lab. And we have fetuses in jars.
Oh, sure. That's
because X-Files, and they're not entirely human.
No. Yeah. Nope. Not good.
So Sam tries to hack into the computer.
This is one of my favorite scenes.
It's so good. Barrett's like, I mean, that's no good. We've tried it. We have a data retrieval team that's been called. And Sam's like, none of them
are me.
Sam's like, I'm here.
Yeah.
So they start some small talk, thanking him like, oh, thanks for the memo on Woolsey. And then Barrett just asks her out.
Yeah. In the most casual way that he can envision. Dude, but he's a very direct dude.
But it is. But I was like, I mean, I can't say you don't got game.
No.
You at least go into it confident and very casually.
Yeah.
And Sam's like, yeah, I'm seeing someone.
Yeah, sorry, but I have a boyfriend.
Which sort of shocks Barrett. Which I find.
Well, it's like, okay, let's play this out. If you're Barrett, right? You've known Sam for what, 3-4 years?
Yeah.
Okay, you know how hard she works. You know the type of work she does. So when she says she's seeing someone, do you immediately imagine a real world person from this earth who was set up by her brother, or B, random crazy scientist she met off world somewhere? Because my imagination is like, is he from Earth?
Well, but you all, or you have the, like, how much you've actually seen each other.
Right.
Is this like a casual thing?
Yeah. Or is this just someone you're emailing? But that would be my first. If I were there, that would be what I'd be thinking. I was like, when do you have time to meet?
But
people?
I also like how you like what you're surprised, and she's like, well, you just asked me, so yeah, I mean,
that's true.
People ask me.
Well, yeah, and I'm sure that he never doubted that people like her. It's just like, where are you finding people? Are you and Jack finally hooking up?
And at this point, he's like, I'm going to go check on Daniel and Teal'c.
Okay, bye. I don't feel great now.
So Daniel is pretty sure some of the artifacts in the room are related to Sekhmet, most likely all from here on Earth, and it's all super interesting to Daniel.
Yeah, they're artifacting right now.
Yeah, nothing Barrett would care about.
Sure.
And I love Daniel as clipboard for some reason.
But he is right in his element there.
Yes, but there is this arc that we're standing in front of, and I know there isn't like a reference not to open it.
But look, we've already dealt with Nazis.
Yeah,
and we're now dealing with an arc.
I know.
Don't open it.
Don't open it.
Yeah,
guys, don't open it. It's covered in like raw gear, and the little scarabs turn like a combination lock. But you guys, you really shouldn't open it. You've literally mentioned Ark and Nazis in the same show.
I want to play a thing where I have to unlock an Ark that's covered in scarabs.
I'm sure
with a scarab pattern.
Somehow it's in Tomb Raider somewhere.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I need to do that.
So Daniel...
That'd be a great escape room.
That would be.
Like, this is the Ark of Ra.
Yeah,
this is the Ark of Ra. It's got a bomb in it. If you don't open it, then you all die from the bomb.
Yeah. And you just flash the room at the end if the bomb goes off. Darkness. So what is wait, I forgot where so Daniel asks if they've gotten anything from Kefler so far, and Barrett's like, no, the girl on tape is who we have killing everyone, but pretty sure Scientist Jude isn't innocent.
Good call there.
So the girl hasn't said anything since we put her back in the glass box. He was kind of sort of hoping that Daniel would try.
Of emotion. Okay, I'm done.
It's Anna in a box. And Daniel's like, what do you mean, me try? You want me?
Yeah, well, and I feel like everybody else is like, yeah, dude, this is like the
literally your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
So the glass box is all dramatically lit. And Anna's a little like, originally it'd be like, oh, she's drugged, but I think actually she's more of, I just don't give a shit anymore. It's a combination of mad and aloof and bored and just.
If this is your whole life, I think that maybe even like a smattering of depression setting.
Oh, high depression.
Complete disassociation from everything you're around.
And there's some very creepy drawings on her walls. Some of them look like snakes-ish.
That's weird.
So Daniel tries talking to her. And even after Daniel saw the video, he still doesn't believe that she did all of those things. She doesn't have to trust Daniel, but Daniel wants to help. She's like, I didn't kill those people. Even with the evidence, it wasn't me.
Sure.
And she's almost like frightened here. A little pleading.
Yeah. Well, she's... Yeah. It makes sense. She doesn't know what the fuck's going on. It does seem like she is willing to trust Daniel a little too soon.
Well, I don't know how much trust, because as I mentioned later, this is literally a woman who's never known trust.
Right. So maybe it's just like, there's another person here. I'm just going to keep yelling out my truth.
Yeah.
Fair. Okay.
After a commercial break, Daniel is showing her the video, and she insists that he turns it off. Like, she's like, I couldn't have done all those things. I don't know who it was, but I couldn't have done those things. The problem is she doesn't remember where she was.
Right. This feels like a recurring theme. I think it was last time. Was it the replicator girl? There was another girl. Yeah. I didn't know what Reese. Yeah. So this is a very familiar theme for us.
Yeah.
It's someone who was created for the sole purpose of destruction, doesn't realize it, becomes sentient. Daniel tries save. bad times happen.
Bad times happen.
Yeah.
Usually doesn't end up good for the woman. And
it's like
if
there's like the Sam Black Widow curse, there's also the Daniel don't fall in love with Daniel tragic curse.
Don't fall for Daniel.
Yeah. Or Daniel don't fall for her because her life ends tragically.
So I would just say affection for it anyway. Just don't get attached to Daniel.
And maybe that's a thing that like Daniel has to bring to his therapist. It's like, Daniel, why do you only find affection for these people whose lives are basically already gone?
I feel too much. I'm literally a ball of emotion.
But notice how he doesn't feel for people who are totally available to be felt. It's very similar to the situation Sam was just in.
Yeah. He's literally a ball of feels, and he wants to help so badly, and inevitably, a lot of the people he wants to try to help can't be helped.
I only like the broken ones.
He likes to fix things.
Yeah. In
a different way than Sam Sam likes to take things apart then fix them.
Yeah.
Or sometimes just take them apart.
Yeah.
Sometimes blow up suns.
Yeah. Sometimes just likes to blow shit up.
Yeah. And she just wants to see the world burn, as long as it's not hers.
It's got real weird. Where the hell are we? What's happening?
Daniel asks who Kefler is.
Oh, yeah.
And in a very, very pissed off voice, she says he is the one who made her.
Yep.
So back in that lab, Daniel tells Barrett what Anna told them. She's like 20-ish, and the operation hasn't been going on that long, so they can rule out genetic research. Mm-hmm. They shouldn't. I mean, the Asgard can grow human clones, and Area 51 has a sample of the nanites that age Jack. As to Anna, Daniel's not really sure what to think, but she believes that she didn't do it. That's her truth.
Yeah.
And Sam's like, well, the NID have cloned Gould symbiotes before. Mm-hmm. And if that's the case, there could be more. So they searched the facility design here, but Barrett put out an APB to the local authorities for what? A person acting arrogant?
Yeah, I don't know. And then also that someone who looks like her, right? Or don't they run a fingerprint scan or something? Yeah, I was very confused by this, but we'll come back. We'll come back to it.
Yeah. In Anna's cell, she's drawing while her and Daniel talk. She's lived here as long as she can remember. She has no clue how long that is. She doesn't really know what a birthday is. Well, I mean, Kefler gave her some new paper. He does that often, but one time he said it was her birthday. She's never been outside this room. She's seen photos and read books about up where they walk, up where they run, up where they stay all day in the sun, wandering free.
Wish I could be
part of that world.
Oh, that's Stormy song. That's the song I sing in Stormy when he sits on our front window. He sits on the couch and sadly looks out the front window. Mind you, this is after like he's been out for an hour.
Yeah.
And so I just go to him.
He's also a lab. He can live outside.
I want to be where the people are. Because he just stares out so longingly.
Oh, Papa-wee.
Yeah, he gets Papa-wee.
That's what we
call it.
But the drawings are the things that she sees in her dreams, and they scare her. And she doesn't want her here. Like she doesn't want the drawings up in here. She doesn't want to see them.
Yeah.
But Kefler hurts her if she ever takes them down.
Yikes.
Part of this is real dark.
A lot of torture, a lot of shitstorm. This girl's life is pretty awful.
There's some real dark shit in this episode.
You could, yeah. And spoilers, it does not end well.
It does not end well. And her current drawing is that of a scarab, like on the Ark. And Daniel asks if she has more. So he brings the drawing that he thinks has a combination locked down to Teal'c, and they open it. Their faces do not melt, but inside is a countdown, which is very likely a very big boom.
Welcome to bomb time.
They didn't start the fire.
It was always burning.
Since the Ark's been arcing.
Rolling? Turning?
Since the scarab's been turning.
Since the scarab's been scuttling. The scarab scuttle?
Sure.
I feel like
beetles scuttle.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like beetles. They are beetles.
I do love a good scarab.
So Barrett comes back into the lab. The search is out to the local authorities. Sam just got into the computer, thankfully. There's work on there going back 3 years. And there's also information about the artifacts. The artifacts go back to Napoleonic times, and the Nazi recovered them. One of the artifacts was a canopic jar.
Oh.
Which Kefler doesn't know what that means, but we do.
Canopic jar? Canonic?
Canonic?
You wrote canonic.
It might be canopic.
Okay.
It's the jars.
I don't know what that means.
The jars and tubes.
Yes, got it. I'm not sure which one is the answer, but I know where you are.
I thought it was canopic, but I very well could be wrong because I don't pronounce things.
That's okay.
I also don't type things, which is why it's probably not.
Well, canonic would have to do with the church, so maybe not.
Probably not. I'm pretty sure there's a P in it.
Let's keep moving.
Okay. So what happens is that Kefler spliced a human ovum with the DNA of a Gould. So Anna is a human Gould hybrid.
That's really unfair for her.
Yeah.
It's bad times.
Bad times. And the NID wanted a human that could tell them all the knowledge of the Gould that they genetically pass on, and it took them 45 times to get it right. I
mean, it's as shitty as it is, it's a really fucking clever way to get what you want.
It is, in like the most horrible way possible.
Yeah, like, look, I'm not condoning it.
No.
But it is very intelligent. It's not good.
No.
It's straight evil.
But, you know, if you have no emotion or morals or ethics.
Yeah, then you're going to go for
great.
It. Sheebus.
So, also they tortured her with things like sensory deprivation and electrocution, etc.
Oh.
And that's when Teal'c and Daniel enter to tell them that the Ark is a bomb and it's activated.
There's a bomb on the bus.
Although it was going on before they opened the Ark.
We have to
keep
the warehouse going at 55 miles an hour.
They have 16 hours. So a bit of time at least.
Sure.
The countdown clock.
Until they don't.
We're now in the 24 part of the episode.
Yeah.
They did stuff in warehouses a lot, right?
Yeah, sure.
It's totally 24. So they go back to talk to Kefler. And Barrett is not being friendly anymore. He's definitely playing bad cop. It does seem to work, though, at least as much as it can. He doesn't know how to deactivate the bomb. He didn't even know there was a bomb. But Barrett is confused as to why Anna would break out, kill 23 people, set a bomb to go off in a day, and then just stick around.
Right. Something is missing.
And that's Barrett's problem, Kefler says. He still thinks of her as a girl.
Because she is a girl, a poor girl stuck in a stupid Gould blood.
Well, Kefler goes to Sam and he goes, it's no different from how many Gould that you've assassinated in cold blood.
Well, that's fair.
I think the difference is
they were, not willing. They were,
with no regard. And Sam has killed them with no regard for the human host. And I will say this, is that they save the human host as many times as they can.
Sure.
If given a choice, they will save the human host.
It's not the option the majority of the time. And sometimes these human hosts there's nothing left of them to save. It's kind of like, kill me.
But it's also like, there is no symbiote in this case, and they were born together. So is there an Anna without Sekhmet?
I guess it's almost like a dissociative personality disorder.
It is.
But which one is the true personality?
Yeah, because it's not like there was Anna and then they grew her and then they implemented Sekhmet into her brain.
They were both there
from the beginning. So if you took Sekhmet out of her brain or suppressed that,
say you had conjoined twins, which one do you save? If there's only a chance to save one.
If there's literally only a chance to save one, but at the same time, if they're conjoined twins, there's a lot of times where if you separate them, neither one will survive.
Right.
Depending on how they're conjoined.
Whoa. Okay. This got deep.
Yeah. So, but
I want to go back to the fun things now.
Okay. To Kefler, Anna is a device, a tool to help level the playing field. If killing one person could save millions or billions of innocent lives, there's no choice.
Yes, but I don't believe that's his real reasons.
It's not, but that is how he's pleading to it, because he's like, if it was as simple as one person's life for billions, technically that is a choice.
Right, but we don't do that. It's something we've learned that we don't do. We don't give up any life for anything. We try to save all lives forever, all the time.
But again, this is the story that Kepler is using to try to rationalize what he's done. So Anna didn't set the bomb, Sekhmet did. So
I believe that
she doesn't have a symbiote. There was an unexpected and separate, distinct personalities that developed. Kepler doesn't know how the personalities split and how exactly it works, but when Sekhmet emerges, which is happening more and more often, Anna has no awareness. She essentially blacks out. So Sekhmet wants full control of the body, and Sam thinks that she set the bomb as a way to blackmail Kepler. I mean, correct or not, she was led to believe that Kepler could give her full control of the body.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. It's just where we are. I don't know what else to do.
Yeah, because at this point it's very much like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde inside Anna.
Yeah, and there's really all we can do right now is learn more. Because we need to figure out if there's even a way to save her, what we could do. Anyway, and ultimately that's where Daniel comes in.
And that's where Daniel shines. So in the glass cell, he tries to make friends and help Anna remember. Daniel tells the story about Shifu and how he was saved by Oma. He was very much like her. He was a Harcesis. He ascended to a higher plane of existence, and then the genetic memory came with a terrible burden, and it was wrong to ever seek it. And she asks if she can be saved like him. And Daniel's like, I truly have no idea. And she's like, well, I also truly have no clue how to turn the bomb off. And he's like, but maybe you do. You drew the picture of how to open the ark, and somewhere in your mind knows how to turn it on, and I can help you find how to turn it off again.
Yeah. It's very, it feels very much like what your therapist would do.
It does.
It's like all the answers are in your. It's this really. It's an interesting mirror to look into.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, I have all the answers. To save me.
Yeah.
How do I
find them?
Help me find them. Except they're in my brain.
Help me, Daniel and Kenobi. You're my only hope.
It's a really cool idea. It's this really cool idea.
And Bill Lee comes back. Yay! He's been called to help turn the bomb off.
Oh, good. Because I thought, is this the guy who went to South America with us?
Yeah.
And it is.
It is.
Good.
It is. Good. There's apparently a 10-pound brick of naquita inside that ark.
Yowza. So that's a lot of naquita.
When it goes boom, big bada boom.
I like that.
Big bada boom.
Nice.
So Teal'c is like, hey, I know things, and you should not try to move the ark. No comments against Bill's skills or anything, but Bear's going to try to get the authority to start evacuating the area. He's like, how many miles do you think we should clear? And Bill's like, how big is Orange County?
So here's the interesting thing to me, because Orange County is south of LA. So was that just like a poorly written thing?
No, I have a hunch there. Listen, I think they're the same way that I say I'm from Detroit and I'm not from Detroit.
Sure.
You know, it's the same thing of if I'm trying to tell somewhere else where you from, I'm going to say San Francisco.
That's fair.
Even though you're not from San Francisco.
Yeah. And I'll give them credit. It is just south of LA.
So
maybe they're like, do we need to go into San Diego? Do we need to go that far?
Yeah.
With this thing?
So that's why to me it's sort of the you give the broad range.
So now here's my other question: is at this point, if you're evacuating people because of something and you're trying to still keep it all secret, now does this become a thing of privilege? Or do only certain people get evacuated so that there's not a giant?
No, I think you're trying to. You basically should say there's a gas leak. I think.
Oh, I guess that works.
Gas leak. Everyone out. We saw what happened. Was it outside Boston?
Right.
What happened with the gas leak?
Yeah. Everybody out.
Yeah.
Holy farts.
So, in the glass room.
Oh my God!
With Riker. We've been doing this too long together.
This is awful and great.
In the glass room, she's been trying to jog her memory, writing down her drawings, but like it just reminds her of the blackouts. He's like, she's not even trying. She's like, I give no
I'm out.
This is not working.
I got nothing. Yeah.
Tina's like, do you trust me? Because I want to help you.
Because I have a magic carpet and I can show you the world. Do you trust me?
Shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, Anna.
Princess Anna? Oh, it's a whole nother movie now.
Let your mind remember. But she's not trusting anyone because she literally, here's the thing, she doesn't know how to trust.
She has never had, the concept of trust is unknown to her.
How do you explain trust to someone who's never known it? Who could not comprehend it?
Who's never known other people.
No.
Oh, how do you do that?
She just assumes that once she helps, Daniel's going to leave and things are going to go back to exactly the way they were.
How do you explain? I'm stuck.
Yeah. How do you explain trust to someone who doesn't know what trust is?
How do you explain trust? I think you have to see it from the other perspective.
Yeah.
Like, so you have to explain it from the thought of what does it mean when I want someone to trust me? That's from that perspective, not from the giving of trust, but the trying to earn of trust.
Yeah.
So I think you explain that.
It's a very difficult
it's still a tough concept.
I'm sure Daniel could do it.
But I think that's the approach. The approach is not from the perspective of trusting someone, but from the perspective of gaining someone's trust.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And she asks Daniel how many birthdays that he's had, and he says it's not important. And she says Daniel sounds
share his age. Anna, that's very rude.
But Anna says that Daniel sounds exactly like him.
Oh, not okay.
And in the camera voyeur room, all the tapes are labeled Anna, and they're of her quote unquote research.
What a pointless way to label a tape.
So pointless.
If they're all labeled Anna, then they might as well none be labeled Anna.
I'm assuming somewhere they had like a date on them too.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's what I would hope.
So, since Anna said that Daniel reminded her of Kefler, he figured he should know what not to do when talking to her. And no pressure, Barrett says, but we need to know how to deactivate the bomb. And Daniel's like, almost rolls his eyes. He's like, no shit, Sherlock.
No, really? I thought we were just here to be
What do you think
friends.
I'm doing?
Oh, wait, there's a bomb? Oh, we should be concerned about that?
It's a bomb. And so Sam's still at the computer. And I love how Barrett is not used to working with this team.
Yeah.
Because he's like, shouldn't you be down working on the bomb?
Somebody needs to explain trust to him, too.
And Sam's like, why would I be down working on the bomb? Like, Bill's the best person we have
for bombs.
Teal'c knows gold weaponry better than anyone else. Why would I be down there?
How would that be helpful?
And she's looking for another option for Anna. Like, she can't be older than 3 years old by the research. And they could at least hopefully halt the rapid cell growth and maybe possibly block Sekhmet from part of her mind.
Oh, that'd be interesting. It's what an interesting idea too, to use like real world drugs. Because really these are all mind things.
It is.
Things within the mind.
Yeah.
To kill these fantastical things.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Barrett tells her that Kefler wants to chat. So Daniel keeps watching the videos of Kefler and Anna, and he sort of fast forward and rewinds till he finds something that he wants to watch. And he finds a part where Kefler tells Anna that there is a cure, that she can live a normal life and be free, or she can continue to suffer. And Kefler has a pain remote.
That asshole.
Which horrifyingly Kefler keeps seeming to press in order to bring out Sekhmet, who then shows up. She demands freedom. And while we normally root against the Gould, at this time you kind of sort of want her to break free and rip the beating heart out of Kefler's chest and feed it to him.
Super do. Like super duper do.
Super kind of want to see that happen. Daniel turns
I want Sekhmet to come out, take him out, and then they take Sekhmet down.
Yeah. Which kind of is what happens.
Sort of. Yeah.
Daniel,
kind of like when the dinosaur eats the asshole lawyer.
Yeah.
In Jurassic Park. Like, well, you earned it.
Yeah, you kind of did earn it. And Anna then killed Sekhmet.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
I'll take it.
Okay. So Daniel turns off the TV, and in reflection, he just is like, son of a bitch. I've been watching a lot of How I Met Your Mother again. So with Kefler, he says that they share the same goal. He knows how Anna's mind works and would talk to her. He can be present the whole time in exchange for his freedom. Which isn't happening.
No.
Although Kefler says he's only guilty of trying to save the world.
Oh. By first creating bullshit that would put the world in danger. Fuck you, dude.
And the horse you rode in on.
Yeah.
And with the bomb there, their choices are or death. I'll have the chicken then. Barrett and Sam walk out, and Sam starts to wonder if they even could offer him immunity. Daniel then walks in, like right through them, into Kefler's room.
Yeah, he pissed.
And he's like, "You let her out, didn't you?"
Yeah, he was trying to use his little, like, you know, killing weapon.
Yeah, and that's what the little remote is. He controls when the Gould comes out, and he uses it to shock her, and he can use it to kill her as well.
Because he's a dick.
So why did you let her out, Daniel asks. Were the other scientists going to report your little experiment, and so you just wanted her to kill them for you?
Because you're a giant piece of shit.
And Kefler's like, it's all just speculation, and then sits back with the most smug, sheet-eating grin that's ever been on the show, ever.
Yeah.
Probably beats Colonel Asshat and everyone else.
Yeah, it's pretty up there. It is definitely pretty up there.
So back in the basement, Bill and Teal'c are still working on the bomb. And
I like the way Bill and Teal'c sounds. It's like Bill and Teal'c's Excellent
Adventure. It's totally Bill and Teal'c's Excellent Adventure. That's not Bill and Ted. Never mind.
That's okay. I liked it. It worked. It worked.
It's totally not
Let's
Bill and Ted.
pretend it's on purpose.
Okay. So they're making progress. And they just have a great little back and forth about which crystals not to pull.
Yeah, it's a nice little crystal puzzle.
Yeah. So the rest of the crew smartly, officially rule out letting Kefler near Anna.
You think?
Good plan. And Daniel will have to be the one to get the codes for the bomb out of Anna. Back at said bomb, let's just say things kind of went south.
Yeah.
The countdowns now is going much, much faster.
I love that. The look on Teal'c's face, like Bill and Teal'c, like,
oh fuck,
we fucked up.
We fucked up a lot of it.
We're sorry.
And Barrett comes in, and they're like, "Well, you now have 2 hours."
Cool.
Good
job, guys.
Let's just hope Daniel has better luck. No pressure, Daniel, or anything.
I feel like Barrett's like, "You're the best available." Sam. You're
gonna be the very best. No one ever
to get them all the sterile test.
To blow them is
not crystals.
The only thing I know about Pokemon. For the longest time, I knew the song and I didn't know what the song was from because I didn't know up till when I go Pokemon. I only know the first part, so I didn't know that.
I think we used that last night.
Where
we were playing Simulacrum.
So Anna's been trying. She has been, but she can't see or remember anything. Daniel tells her that he had his memory erased not long ago, that he was able to access through my meditation, and he thinks it might help her as well.
Oh, yes.
He's like, look, I can't force you to do this, and it's probably going to scare you at some point, but either way, whether you help or not, we are going to help you. We do think you can live a normal life. We don't know for sure, but we will do whatever we can to help you get there. In the voyeurism room, said that word really weird. He found out that we only have 10 blocks evacuated. That's not enough.
It's not going to cut it. Yeah.
And Sam's finally finished going through all the files, and she's pissed.
Yeah, imagine the way that would play out. Okay, so you've evacuated a 10-block radius, and the bomb goes off. So let's play out this aftermath. In the aftermath of this thing, a bomb goes off, and the people in the immediate 10-block radius are fine. but everyone else is not.
Yeah.
What is the damage of this afterward? The people who all got evacuated are fucked.
A lot of people are fucked.
But, well, no, I'm saying in the sense of like, who's going to answer for this?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's these people who were able to get out. So somehow, like, the being able to be alive, fuck.
Well, and I don't know if people would like blame them. They all have survivor's guilt.
But
yeah,
they're being,
for sure.
well, no, my thing is, how suspicious does that end up looking?
But I think people understand the people who just evacuate 10 blocks is a fairly decent sized area.
Sure.
You know what I mean? No one's going to think like, oh, the entire 10 blocks were conspiring.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Anyway. Suspicious.
I mean, there's going to be conspiracy theories up your ass and back on something like that happens.
That's me and my tinfoil hat.
So Sam goes just fucking apeshit at Kefler. Yeah. He made a mistake. He didn't isolate the gene that carries the gold memories, and he didn't care to take the time to, because the goal was just the intelligence, not to create a happy living organism. So Sam explains it for Barrett and for us. Kefler blended the DNA so well that nothing they can do to stop the Gould from taking over. It will rewrite Anna, and there's nothing to stop it. There's no way to separate them.
Shit.
It's like
she's screwed no matter what.
It's exactly like when we go back to Lifeboat, and the guy that was in Daniel's mind was like, we've just put a whole bunch of water from 2 different cups into a third cup.
Yeah.
You can't no way separate them again.
That. Yeah. Yep. That's exactly it.
Anna's going to die a horrible, painful death, and there's no cure, and there's no way to stop it.
Mm-hmm. So, he did this on purpose. He had his own reasonings. The scientist should he do?
Well, and I will say I don't think he blended them on purpose. No. I think he purposely didn't take the time to do it right.
No, to him it was worth the risk. Yeah, it's not him that he's destroyed.
And it's that's keeping them separate and keep making her a happy, functioning person was not an objective. Right. He didn't care to do it. And Kefler's like, well, I mean, I did put some toxin in the base of her brain, and like we can easily kill her harmlessly with a button on the remote.
Fuck.
And Sam can barely vomit out, how humane of you.
Yeah. Fuck you, dude.
So in the glass room, Daniel is teaching Anna how to meditate, leading her through a thought exercise, which
how much fun does he have?
Like a pyramid.
Among all these other things, how much fun is he having leading a meditation class?
So much fun.
Also, I will take a meditation class with Daniel. For sure. Although I probably would not be meditating.
You should just like
be staring.
Can I meditate into your eyes?
Yes.
But he leads her through a pyramid with snakes and a throne and worshippers, and she starts screaming no because Sekhmet's taking over.
Yeah.
And Daniel wants Anna back, and especially when Sekhmet throws all the papers on the floor and then picks up the meditation candle and lights the papers on fire.
Basically, he seanced Sekhmet into the room.
And she has like a "come at me, bro" look on her face. And Daniel yells for someone to come put the fire out.
Yeah. And
Sekhmet clearly has no issues lighting
Daniel's
her and
like,
on
there's
fire.
a fire, and then the guards are like, in your pants. She's hot. Anyway, okay. Don't be an idiot.
So Sam and Barrett go running. The fire is out. Anna is no longer there, and Daniel and the guards are down.
Yeah.
Kefler can hear all this over the radio in his cell. Barrett goes into Mulder mode, looking through the warehouse for Anna, and he takes out the remote out of his pocket for some reason, for convenience. And he goes downstairs, and the stairs are those empty from behind. So Sekhmet, in a horror film, grabs his ankle from behind the open stair. He goes down, lands unconscious, and Sekhmet picks up the remote.
Of course.
And I think an interesting question in all of this is, when does Anna take back over?
Oh.
Because it's clearly Anna at the end.
Yeah, well, not until the end, I believe.
Not until this is still Sekhmet?
Oh, I think so.
Okay.
And I think to some degree it has to be Sekhmet in order for her to get to this place where she's in control.
Maybe, yeah.
Because I don't think Anna could get through this part. I don't think Anna could take Barrett down.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
You know what I mean? Like, so you need all that ruthlessness
through
till almost the end.
So Daniel goes looking through the cell and realizes he doesn't think she's acting as the Gould and runs off. Which it's that line also made me think of like,
yeah,
was it Anna the whole time? But no.
Oh,
I don't think she's that good of an actress.
No,
not obviously not the actual actress, but Anna.
Yeah, I just don't think Anna could have taken Barrett down that way. Maybe out of desperation.
Yeah,
but you've got to channel some of Sekhmet in there to just.
I guess the question that I'm leading to is somewhere at this point, are they becoming one person?
Yeah, and maybe in this sense, in this need for survival, they're almost working together.
That's what I mean. Like, it's no longer necessarily Anna and Sekhmet. It's Animet.
Sekna. And that sounds awful. Animet. I like Animet.
Yeah, it's like Animet at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, and just truly to like, I don't know what's going to happen in 5 minutes, but right now I need you to stay alive. And each of them have this will to survive.
Exactly.
That's fair. I like that.
Because of that, and also just that line that Daniel has where she's not acting as the Gould. Yeah. Kepler, meanwhile, does the "I'm in pain and need my pills" trick.
This is the oldest trick in the book. I'm so annoyed at this guard.
He should go down. He deserves it. And instead takes the guard's taser and takes him out. He's a
dumb dummy. Yeah.
So Daniel walks into the room where Bill and Teal'c are working on the bomb, drops the drawing. He thinks it's the activation code and just walks out.
He's like, "This is yours, bye."
Sam searches the warehouse, calling for Barrett over the radio. Nothing.
No, because he's done.
Daniel sees Kepler is free, which is no good. Sam finds Barrett and calls for medical backup.
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Lee and Teal'c turned the bomb off.
Yay.
Huzzah!
Well, one thing at least.
And Teal'c leaves Dr. Lee hanging for a high five.
Oh, of course.
Kepler is sneaking around.
Teal'c would never high five anyone.
Jack.
And even Jack would have to like squeeze it out of him. He'd be like, "If you don't high five me, I'm high fiving your face."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Jack would do that.
Yeah.
Kepler is sneaking around, avoiding NID agents and Sekhmet, or Anna. It's Animet.
Yeah.
Finds him, pointing a gun at him. He tries playing nice that he'll help her, and she knows that he can't help her. He never believed that he could help her all along. Yeah. All the evil that she's seen in her mind, nothing compares to what she sees in him.
Nothing compares.
That's actually the one thing I was thinking too.
Nothing compares to your shittiness. Okay, bye.
So as you see Daniel running in by the way, the shots, there's some really great shots in this episode. This is like where it's like down and the camera kind of flips around.
Yes, I'm going to say that's all our girl. Yeah.
It's all Amanda.
Yeah.
There's gunfire as Daniel goes running and he heads down the ladder just in time.
A-taps when I meet her.
A-taps.
Weird.
No, I'm down. I want a hat.
Like an asshole.
No. I want to get a hat that's like the Aham from Hamilton. It's just A-tap.
A-tap. I like that.
Anyways, it catches her just in time as she falls to the ground. In her hand is the remote that has released the toxin. Animet knows that Daniel.
I high-fived to bartender Nick.
There's been a bartender Nick hiding in the background of this episode. Animet knows that Daniel couldn't have helped her. And Daniel tells her how sorry he is about that. Yeah. And she dies.
She's like, "But I love you."
And we pan out and we see Kepler dead as well. Yeah. And we fade to black.
Well, thank God at least Kepler's dead. Because we did not know until right in that moment.
Yeah.
I was pissed. For that like half second.
Thinking he'd escape.
And I was like, somebody take this asshole out.
Yeah.
Yeah, this episode's a really good story, but it's a bummer.
It is a bummer. And especially after last week, it's a bummer in a different way, but it's still a bummer.
Yeah, but it's good. Gives you something to kind of like, it's not a healthy meal.
Yeah.
But it's gonna sustain you.
Yeah.
But it's fine. I liked it. Yeah. It's good to have some crystal puzzles. It's good to see Barrett back.
It is.
And then I love watching Daniel do his Daniel thing.
That Daniel thing.
But yes, there is a Daniel curse.
Doing that damn thing you do.
Breaking my heart. And that line works just as is.
Into a million pieces. like you always do. And you
could be happy, can't you see? If you'd only let me be the one to remove the gold from your body. Keep you here with me. Though I try to release you, girl,
it's just so hard to do. Every time you do that thing you do. I was trying to throw more Goldie in there, but I couldn't. Every time you do that, cool you do.
That was fun.
And guys, we're back into singing mode. So next week we are watching Inauguration, which is kind of a nice little lull before we get into the season finale.
So we ramp it all up.
We ramp it up because we're getting super close.
Are we going to be done by the end of the year with the season?
We actually might end right before the end of the end of the year. In which case, I think the math works out that we will be premiering Atlantis at the start of the year.
Wowza!
Yeah,
that'll be fun.
Yep, we're only a couple weeks away from Atlantis, guys.
I'm ready.
And I know a lot of people actually have been asking this. We've mentioned this a few times before, but I know people come in and out of episodes, and we have some new listeners. We are going to be doing Atlantis and SG-1 at the same time. We unfortunately cannot do 2 episodes a week, but what we're going to do is we're going to flip back and forth in airing order.
Right. Yeah, if for some magical reason we're able to do it, we might do it 1 week here or there.
Yeah, if there's
for the most part, it's going to be.
If we're able to do 2, we might release a little bonus extra episode here and there. But for the most part, there's only so much time that we can actually get together to record.
Yeah, it's a rough life.
And so we're kind of limited to sort of 1 day a week that we can record things.
But we will keep on keeping on, and we will get through them all.
Yes.
Like Pokemon.
There will be, speaking of Atlantis, there will be a end of the year special episode, I'm sure, that covers Aquaman.
Oh, yes.
Because it's directly related, guys.
Yeah, so we'll do like a little
Stargate adjacent.
A year in review of pop culture things.
Yeah.
That'll be fun times.
That will be fun times. We may possibly, seeing what we can do, have a special guest or 2.
Yeah, it could be fun. Okay, so while we have everyone here, we want to thank a couple of new patrons.
Yes.
We have Maddie Davis,
Alexander Scott,
and Jessica Disler. I believe I said all of the names right. If I didn't, I'm so sorry.
And I'm finishing up the November pod card right now.
Done.
It should hopefully be in the mail next week.
Yay!
So,
otherwise, we'll see you next week
with Inauguration.
You know where to find us. On Twitter, we're at Terra Podcast.
Facebook at There's No Place Like Terra.
You can email us at theresnoplaceliketerra@gmail.com.
Rate us, like, and review us on Apple Podcasts.
We love you guys. Bye.
Bye. I turn this off first.
I turn the